What's going on, everybody? It's Frito here for your Overwatch for another news roundup. Very good news if you're the type of player that likes to get the highest level that you can, want that fancy silver border maybe, or, of course, gaining levels gets you loot boxes, so want more cosmetic gear, Double XP is here for you. PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One starts June 8th and will end on June 12th. The forum post explains that everything will be multiplied by 2 except for your first day of the win bonus, which will stay at 1500 XP. As listed here, time spent in a match, completing consecutive matches, winning, backfilling, and earning medals all earn you XP in Overwatch, and now, double the fun. You can check this out, linked in the description for the start times, keeping in mind that if you're in Europe or in the East, it actually is starting June 9th, as early as bright old 10 a.m. in Sydney, Australia, 1 a.m. in London, or 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This graphic's actually kind of nice. On the left it shows you June 8th, and on the right it's June 9th to show you what side of the day divide it starts on for you. But if fancy visuals aren't your thing, you also can refer to this text format, which lists over a dozen different time zones, so you can be sure to get online to maximize your double XP playtime. Quite exciting news. Happy anniversary, everybody. Anniversary event going out with a bang from the 8th to the 12th. Keeping in mind, of course, that the anniversary event itself ends on the 12th as well. Now, they haven't said this publicly, but I wonder if this double XP weekend was in response to the loot box feedback. There was a firestorm of complaints on the forums. I don't know if this is something that was originally planned, or if it's supposed to be a way to sort of alleviate the long grind of getting multiple 3,000 currency items in a single event. And if so, I see what you're doing, Blizzard. I know this play. It's like, as the boyfriend, when you really mess up, you buy your girl roses just spontaneously, out of nowhere. Didn't see that coming. I wonder if that's what this is for. I don't know. It's just speculation on my part. But there also was other news that have been coming down the pipeline that we'll cover here today as well. There was a small patch that went through today. A couple bug fixes, but namely a bug, quote unquote, that has more gameplay implications than you might imagine. Now you can dance on the payload without falling off it. Fix the bug that caused players to fall from moving platforms while dancing. That goes for all moving platforms, but specifically, of course, if you want to dance while pushing the payload, now you can. And I think that's probably the most important patch update I've ever reported on. Excited to hear that news. Couple other bits. Jeff Kaplan was on the forums briefly in the past week, and in response to a question about the removing of the Rate This Match feature, which has been removed for the PTR version of the game, and will be going live shortly, some users on the forums asked why. Why remove the Rate This Match feature? Well, they explained that we had high hopes for this feature, but after a year of the game being live and an extended period in beta, all we learned from the feature was new players use Rate This Match feature more than existing players. Players enjoy winning, players do not enjoy losing. So my assumption is there was a high correlation with a player who won the match clicking "I enjoyed this match," and of course, vice versa the other way. If you lost the match, you may have not enjoyed the match. I wonder what other type of statistical sorcery they were trying to do behind the scenes. For instance, were certain hero picks more likely to get a "not like this match" or "I do like this match" rating when played inside that given game? He said we want to remove as much clutter from the UI as possible, and seeing as we were not getting tremendous results from the feature, we decided to remove it. He also gave another answer as well to the same question, explaining it a little bit further, saying we were hoping that we could correlate match enjoyment with other data over a prolonged period of time. For example, did people enjoy matches more or less after we instituted the one hero limit, or after rebalanced a certain hero or added a new feature, but ultimately no meaningful analysis came from the feature beyond what I listed earlier in this post. This is kind of a good news, bad news situation in my view. The good news is Blizzard is actively always looking into how we interact with their game to make sure we're having a good time. The bad news is the metrics they put in place to do so wasn't very useful. Now, of course, they have lots of other metrics. The forums, for instance, are one, but the problem with the forums is that they're often a very vocal minority, incredible minority, and further still is the minority that plays on the PTR, which is where they somewhat review feedback on the changes they're putting into the game. I can see how the Rate This Match feature could have been useful to get direct feedback from the players that are playing the game, but I forgot about the feature a long time ago and sort of just look past it as it's there the entire time, and that's sort of what Jeff has explained. I wonder if they reinstated it with maybe even a small XP gain, even if it was just minor, like 5 or 10 XP, about the same as maybe getting a kill in the game or something. But with nothing else left to do at the end screen anyway, if there was just a small incentive to rate the match at all, maybe they would have gotten more active responses. The world may never know, and secretly maybe I'm just trying to get us all more experience so we can get more loot boxes from the anniversary event. Fine, you caught me, everybody. Jeff also responded to an interesting post about Capture the Flag. I could go into extreme depth about this because it is my favorite mode in shooter games in general. I also secretly hope that one day it does get instituted as a competitive game mode. A lot of players don't like that idea at all, but of course we're still playing 2CP anyway. But this user describes CTF as a defensive game mode because you have to stand on the flag for so long. But I guarantee you, if it became a ranked mode and there was usefulness for creators like ourselves to explain how to play the mode, you would start to realize how defensive the mode isn't and how much of a detriment actually it is to stand in your spawn, because with proper tanking, for instance, a Winston bubble and a D.Va defense matrix protecting the character that's trying to grab the flag, making them virtually invulnerable, you can easily swipe a flag out with just a little bit of coordination, the type of play on the objective that's actually impossible to do in 2CP, where you need to basically get a full team wipe without losing anybody. Much more hard to do, in my opinion at least, whereas in CTF, you can make these small hero plays on the objective, and that's something that I wish we had in Overwatch in the competitive scene, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what your thoughts on CTF are in the comment section down below. Am I crazy? Would CTF be more developed as a game mode if we allowed it to go into the competitive space? I badly want to see that mode. Part of the issue is because it's in an unranked environment, players approach it in a much more slow manner. They're not looking to try to create plays in order to win a ranked game. They're instead kind of casually playing the game, if that makes sense. So I think it defaults to a more defensive play style. Whereas in the ranked environment, at least in the ideal scenario, teams are actively trying to progress towards the win condition, whereas in quick play and in the arcade, sometimes that's secondary to just hanging out and having fun, which of course is a great thing for itself, but doesn't really fully show you what the mode can do. Anyway, celebrate the anniversary event, everybody, from the 8th to the 12th with double XP. Link to the description. You can check out the forum post to see when double XP hits your version of the game of Overwatch. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. It really does help us out and lets us know that you're enjoying the content. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe because we upload each and every day. So you're going to want to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss a Your Overwatch upload. Also linked in the description, you can check out our Discord server where you can find players to group up with to maximize your extra XP rewards. Of course, you get extra XP in a group, as well as check out our Twitter where we tweet out news, updates, and opinions about the game of Overwatch. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for Your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.